Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Kells tapping in with the C&P Network up here in Chattanooga. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. Let's get it.
What's happening? What's happening? Back again for another episode of Verified with Cornell the Shooter on the C&P Network. You already know, if you subscribed, if you're following, I appreciate it. If you're not, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Don't forget to turn that notification bell. This episode here is brought to you by our official sponsor, Cut TV and Rico the Plug. For more information, check out the description box below. All right, I got another special guest all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm sitting down with none other than YRN KELLS. Brody, what's happening?
What's the word?
Man, I can't complain, bro. How was that drive?
Man, it was longer than I thought it was.
Yeah. Now, when you hit me, it was like, well, I'm going to leave at this time. I was like, okay. Then you hit me back and was like, I'm going to leave an hour early. I was like, yeah, bro, he done caught on. He done use GPS. Was the weather too bad?
Yeah, especially on the way up here. It was raining. And then in Knoxville, we got stuck in traffic.
Yeah. Yeah, I get stuck in traffic every time I go to Knoxville.
Yes. It's always something down there.
No, it really is. It really is. But I love Knoxville, though. But I appreciate you making that drive, bro, and sitting down. And, I'm not going to have you too long. Since you're new to the platform, what I'm going to do is get everybody adjusted to who you are, and then I'm going to hit you with some hard-hitting questions. Cool?
Hey, it's a blessing to be here.
Hey, man. Hey, count them up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people need to pay more attention to those blessings, you know what I'm saying, opposed to being like, oh, man, my life just sucks. You know what I'm saying? So, no, it's definitely blessed for me also to have you here, honestly. But where exactly are you from?
I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. I was born and raised on the east side like my whole life.
Okay.
Like I'd have been on the east side everywhere. Like I think the only time I moved off the east side was when I moved to like these apartments called Lions Den, but I still think that's like 10 minutes away. So that was kind of like northwest. Like it wasn't that far though.
Gotcha.
I'd have been on the east side my whole
So east side Knoxville through and through.
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. So what was it like for you growing up in Knoxville?
Growing up in Knoxville, kind of like everybody else, it was fun being a kid, playing basketball, going to school, just staying focused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any memories?
As being a kid?
Yeah, growing up in Knoxville.
Let me see.
Now this can be good, bad, negative, positive. So it's something that's gonna resonate with you forever.
Let me see. Probably back then, whenever we used to have all the parades, we used to have everybody coming to get like. It was at one point when Knoxville was like a unity. Now everything just like it's all split up now. Like,
okay.
But yeah, like back then you could have everybody at the pool. You could have everybody at the chain center. Yeah, you could. Yeah, that's probably my best memory though when everybody was.
So when you say back then it was unity, but now it's split. So was it like split in sides? Is it split in colors? Like
yeah, it definitely split in colors for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
So is the street politics strong in Knoxville?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay.
For sure.
How would you best describe that?
So if you go on the west side, you got the one gang on the west side. You go to the east side, you got another gang over there. You probably got some. Matter of fact, not even probably. You got some that's down south. I don't really know too much about what's up north, but yeah.
Gotcha. Did you come from a two-parent home?
Nah.
So you were raised by
my mama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any type of relationship with your father?
Yeah, like now, me and my pops, we cool now, but like back then, like as a kid though, he was on and off, like definitely on and off. But now that I'm older and now I like understand a lot more things, yeah, we tight now. Like yeah, that's my boy right there.
So with that being said, how do you feel like that molded you?
Yeah.
As a kid, knowing that he was in and out, but you were raised solely with your mother. How did that mold you as a child?
It just made me like, let me see. It made me think on my own. Probably become my own man, and not be forced to do it. Like, yeah, that's probably about it.
Okay, but you said now you and your father have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah,
that's what's up. How would you describe your relationship with your mother growing up?
Oh, that's my best friend right there. I ain't gonna lie. That's my dog right there. We done bump heads a lot of times, but that's always gonna be my best friend right there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I got a sister. I got one sister on my mama's side, and I think I got like 3 on my dad's side. Maybe 2. It might be 2.
Okay. You have no type of relationship with them?
No, I do. I got a relationship with my oldest sister over there, and I talk to my other sisters here and there. But yeah,
Gotcha. So I heard you earlier. You said you played sports growing up.
yeah.
So what sports did you?
I played. I used to play. The first sport I used to play was probably baseball. I played football, and then I got into basketball, and I played basketball the rest of my life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you still currently today a
No,
basketball fan? Or?
nah. I quit watching basketball.
Oh
I
really?
had to. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just like now it's just not really entertaining how it used to be. Like
Okay.
back then, I used to watch Curry when KD came to play with the Warriors. I quit watching basketball though. It
Okay.
just
You still play time?
yeah.
That's what's up. That's
Oh
up.
wait, no. Let me take that back. I ain't picked up a basketball since my last basketball game last year in high school.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you said it's your last basketball game in high school. So you recently
yeah,
fresh out of high school.
yeah.
I got you. uh, that leads me to my next question. What were you like in high school?
In high school,
Yeah.
I was a good dude. I ain't gonna lie. Matter of fact, the freshman year was probably the worst year of high school because that's whenever a lot of stuff started kicking off. But as the years went by, yeah, I definitely was a good dude. I was on all the females. I was
So when you say stuff started kicking off, what do you mean?
So we went into high school in 2020. By the middle of the year, by 2021, when 2021 first started, my best friend, my childhood best friend, had got killed. And it was a whole lot of kids that was dying that year, but he was just like the first one that died that year. And that just
Okay.
like
Gotcha.
that hit home, definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little later on.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about that though. We're gonna definitely address that. Um, so did you graduate?
Did I graduate?
High school, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any aspirations to go to college?
Yeah, I'm in college right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What college do you attend now?
I'm attending oh man. I'm
You good?
attending Pellissippi.
Okay.
Pellissippi Community College.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's long term goals as far as college?
Probably just to get my associates and then finish up rapping.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a plan.
Yeah.
You got a plan. You spoke on it briefly a second ago. January 27, 2021, your best friend, Justin Taylor, will be fatally shot by a friend of his in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
How did losing him affect you?
That's like the main motivation for this music. Like if you listen to the songs, I'm saying his name in almost every song. So just keeping his name alive was definitely the biggest part of doing music. And it made me and my other homeboys start taking music extremely serious. So like we was rapping before that, but as soon as that happened, we like, yeah, we got more to rap about now. Like that was my dude right there. We used to do everything in school, like getting in trouble, kicked out of class, and yeah, that was my dude right there.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
Do you recall when you found out it happened?
Yeah, you said where was I when I
Do you
found out?
recall, yeah, where you were or what you were going through? What?
I think we was all like, I think I just got on Snapchat and I checked my phone and they was posting them. I was like, this can't be real. Like, it don't first hit at first. So like, I check again and I'm like, dang, that's really Justin right there. Like, he really, like, man.
Surreal.
Yeah.
I can imagine. How would you describe the gun violence in Knoxville?
I wouldn't say it chilled out, but that year, that was the worst year for sure. Like, I think we might have been one of the most dangerous cities in the East Coast that year for sure, but it definitely done toned down in 2025.
From your personal opinion, what do you think led to that being?
That year,
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on that year. It was crazy. They was in there making hit lists on all types of kids, and now that I really look back at it, the kids that they was putting on hit lists was like 14, 15, 16. It wasn't nobody that was just 18. Like
Right.
they had a hit list going on Snapchat, and like, man, that was a crazy year though. I ain't gonna lie.
Were people following through with it?
Yeah.
Some of the lists that you witnessed?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So these were minor, young
Yeah.
children
Yeah.
with hit lists.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was the crazy part about it because like I don't know what was the motive to like even put that in your head to like 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, like they ain't even seen life yet. So
Right.
like to make a hit list and put them on there and they ain't even experienced life, probably not even puberty yet.
Right.
Yeah, that was probably one of the biggest moments right there in my life for sure.
What do you think? What happened to transfer that environment to, like you said, now it's not as bad? What do you think took place for
Over
that?
the years,
Yeah.
probably just like everybody just tired of like all the deaths and everything that happened that year. Like it was so much going on that year. Like, and then 2022, I think some stuff was happening. It toned down after that. It really kind of stopped in 2023, but yeah, it ain't really been nothing this year though.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what's up. Progression.
yeah,
Definitely what's up. Considering.
yeah.
How would you describe the music scene in Knoxville?
I ain't gonna lie, the music scene been heating up here lately. I ain't gonna cap. I seen that they got these it's like you walk up to the mic and like you rap your song or something like that. I've been seeing that all over Facebook. And then the dude, he be doing like he got a little podcast down there that he be doing.
Who's that?
Mr. Mac.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah,
Mr. Mac.
yeah. They he got that going. And we don't really got that many cameramans down there, but I definitely think the music scene heating up for sure. Like we're getting a whole bunch of new artists like pretty much every month.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. In comparison to other cities in Tennessee like Memphis, Nashville, Chattanooga, what do you feel like Knoxville ranks up at?
Probably right now we might be behind all of them because like you got Memphis. You know, Memphis been in the industry for years.
Right.
Nashville, they getting there. Chattanooga, y'all got people out here who got 10 million, tens of millions of views, and then you go to Knoxville. The only rapper we got with like 1 million views is Honcho.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only rapper. But
We got Hardaway too.
yeah. But I count him as Knoxville though. But I ain't know he was from down here. I ain't gonna lie.
So Hardaway was born. Hardaway was born in Chat, but he was raised in Knox.
Yeah.
And I believe as is told, he would spend summers in Chat.
Yeah.
With his father. However, his childhood was mostly spent in Knox. More commonly, he reps Knox and Chattanooga, but he just puts he puts a bow on it and just says East Tennessee.
Yeah.
But I know when you refer to like a Hardaway 1K, instantly you think of a Knoxville artist.
Yeah.
Because of the way he goes hard for Knoxville.
Yeah.
What does the YRN your name stand for?
Young, rich, and I ain't gonna say the word, but like yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So is that a collective? Is that a gang of artists, or what is that?
Nah, it just like it's been my rap name. Like it was at one point in my life I couldn't decide what my rap name was gonna be. Like
Gotcha.
I wanted it to be Kells, but I was like, nah, that's too plain. I might got to put like an abbreviation in the beginning, and then like I grew up listening to the Migos too, so I like they got a song just titled that, and I'm like, yeah, that's hard. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta put that in the beginning of my name.
Gotcha. It makes sense. Gotcha. How did you get involved in music?
I've been around music, so basically everybody on my pop side, I guess it kind of run into the family for real because everybody on my pop side almost did music before or anything else like that, anything related to it. But how did I get into music? I was probably like 8 years old whenever I got involved with music. Like I ain't have the resources to get into music. Like I was rapping on the tablet, probably going to like a little T-Pain app, rapping over his beats with the auto tune and everything else like that. But nah, probably about 4 years ago, 2020, it was really when quarantine hit.
Okay.
I was bored in the house, so I just started. And that's when they was like, yeah, you hard, bro. You gotta keep going. I was like, yeah, I bet.
So it started off more or less just like something to do.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So at what point would you say it literally became a passion for you?
Probably whenever I dropped my second song, and it was a feature with my homeboy, and we got like 1,000 views on it.
Well, that'll motivate you.
That was a lot. I was like, yeah, we got to take it serious now because it kept going up. It was going, and I was like, Yeah, we gotta keep
No,
going.
that'll definitely motivate you.
Yeah.
What's your creative process?
So now, like, I used to just get in there and freestyle probably like 48 hours ago, but like, again, like 48 hours ago, I just decided I was like, you know what? I'm finna actually pick up a pen or type in my notes every bar. Like,
So as of 2 days ago, you officially started writing.
yeah,
Other than that, you would just get in the booth and go.
yeah,
Okay, that's gonna be interesting.
yeah,
I feel like you're gonna discover another layer of yourself.
yeah.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be way better now because I wrote down my first 2 bars and I was like, yeah, these might be the best 2 bars I ever wrote
Right?
down.
Yeah,
Like,
but see,
yeah,
yeah. Now
yeah,
I feel like you're gonna show a side of yourself to yourself. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, all right.
yeah,
You know, that's what's up. That's
yeah,
what's up. I definitely look forward to seeing the results of that.
yeah,
Support system wise,
yeah.
what like when it comes to your music? What is your support system like?
My support system really like I feel like my support system is mainly strangers. Like instead of people that I grew up with, it's morely my family. Of course, you know they're gonna support regardless. But mainly strangers, like my day one friends, I don't feel like they really support what I got going on like that. But they'll act like it in public. But privately, nah. I ain't really got them reposting my songs and nothing like that. I ain't tripping, but it
I
is
got
what
you.
it is.
Often artists deal with that early on.
Yeah,
You know, just keep going
yeah,
because you know they mean a lot to you. Eventually, they'll get on the bandwagon. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
That is true.
To date, what would you say your greatest accomplishment has been when it comes to your music career?
Been this right here, been able to travel and like, cause I ain't never been to a real studio, so it's just like we doing this from the crib
Right.
all the way back to Atlanta, now to Chattanooga, and it's just like creating new checkpoints. So this definitely like the biggest. This bigger than anything. Like,
Well, I appreciate I've had the opportunity to be a part of that for you.
yes, sir.
Honestly, you know, this is the first of many to come.
Yeah,
We were speaking earlier, and you was telling me about how you feel like you're the most hated artist in Knoxville,
yeah,
but loved at the same time.
yeah.
Can you break down that dynamic for me?
I feel like so basically it's a lot of love, of course, but like you know, whenever you get hate to it, it's like you don't even pay attention to the love no more. You just paying attention to the hate. So you just
Mm,
like I recently got better at just like dealing with it because like the haters gonna view your stuff anyway, and they just gonna bring you another view, another like or something like that,
right.
another follower. So basically, like I say that to say this because like I feel like the back to the reposting thing, like whenever it come to that, I got more people that's from out of town reposting my music other than people from my city. But then like people from my city, it could be a whole nother person. They start reposting them and they just started rapping last week and they like, oh yeah, he's next. He's nah, like that's really how it be though. But it's also like I could see why too at the same time because like mainly it's the females always gonna love me, of course, but it's mainly because like the other folks like probably don't talk to their females or something like that. So it's always gonna be some type of hatred behind
All
it.
those things work together. All those things work together. You know, we often see, you know, people's highlights, you know, especially on social media when it comes to like the music career.
Yeah,
But you, as an artist,
yeah,
what would you say some of your like, you know, dark days when it comes to chasing your music career? Like things you never expected to happen
yeah.
just from chasing a music career. Not your highlights, but your low lights, if you would. What are some of those?
Probably like times where like you would think about quitting or something like that.
Right. When you face with no when you face with that, okay, do I really still want to do this? Or, you
Yeah,
know, this for instance, we'll get on Instagram and we'll see some guy get in front of a crowd, the whole crowd rocking with him.
yeah,
Have you ever had that experience where you went in front of the crowd and nobody want to even sing your song?
yeah.
You know, what type of experience have you experienced that necessarily you're not going to share on Instagram?
It's probably that actually, like the hatred. That's probably about it because like yeah, it's definitely probably just the hatred because like ooh, that's a hard one. I ain't gonna lie now. I think about it because in a whole nother city, like I could say it like this, like y'all go post Lil Baby's album, right? I just dropped the tape. And then like I seen Honcho say this too, matter of fact. And I took this in too. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, y'all gonna treat them like superstars. And I look at these people like regular people now. Like you have a like right here in the palm of your hand, you can have a superstar right here. If y'all just push them right here and like you'll get love from everybody else. Like you can go to any other city, they'll treat you like God or a god or something like that. But it's just mainly the hatred in your hometown that'll make you feel like maybe this ain't gonna work out. But you know it's gonna work out though, of course. Yeah.
So the interview you speaking on about Honcho, where he said similar things, that was what Sleep TV.
Yeah.
Do you feel like he felt like he didn't totally feel like he needed to get out and leave, but a part of him did feel like, okay, maybe it's time to branch out eventually. Do you feel like an artist at some point, or like yourself, is going to reach that level where you got to get out of Knoxville to be successful?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you gotta leave your hometown, period. Unless you're down in Atlanta,
Right.
probably somewhere in California, Houston, but like definitely like when you're in Knoxville, Tennessee, you can't stay in Knoxville. It's not even nothing there for music for real. Yeah. Besides, like we only got 2 cameramans for real, so
So
down in
you do
Knoxville.
feel a borderline how he feels.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Definitely gotta leave.
So when you look at someone like Honcho or young Honcho or Hardaway 1K, right? Do you feel like they're a good representation of Knoxville? What's your opinion on the way they represent Knoxville as 2 of the top artists from Knoxville?
I feel like back in 2019 for sure, like they was definitely going up. Like, and I seen that they both just dropped the album. Matter of fact, and
Right.
yeah,
Both of them go.
they put on for Knox heavy. Like, not even just Knox, they put on for East Tennessee heavy.
Right.
Like, I can't even just say Knoxville. Like, as a unit, yeah, they definitely put on for East Tennessee. Yeah,
That's dope. That's dope. You recently signed a distribution deal.
yeah.
Who was it with?
It was with this record company called Foundation Media, but I'm back out of it now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it's just like I do everything by myself, so like
Gotcha.
it just everything was just hard to get through, and dropping music and getting your checks and everything else like that. It was just hard to do, like hard to do. So I just went back to DistroKid, and they took the one song that I had down anyway. So
Right.
I was just like,
Well, you definitely can't go wrong with DistroKid.
yeah, you can't never go wrong with
Nah,
that.
you definitely can't. Before we move on, can you give me your top 5 favorite artists from Knoxville, Tennessee?
From Knoxville, okay. Can I put myself in there?
Of course.
Okay. This ain't gonna be in order, but I'm gonna go me, my homeboy, his name LaBarbus, uh, Honcho, Hardaway. What's the 5th one? I don't even know a 5th one for real.
Really?
That just fit in there. Matter of fact, yeah, I do. It's this dude down in Knoxville. His name is YSF Ike. He go crazy.
Okay.
He hard. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's my top 5 Knoxville artists right there.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
You said you got a song featured in Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
Truthfully?
Yeah, so basically that wasn't even a plan at first. My plan at first was to I had to pay this dude because I seen once again Honcho. I seen he got his song played at an NBA game
Correct.
at one point. So I was like, oh yeah, that's big. I'm trying to get my song played in front of the Warriors.
Right.
So then I paid the dude and he couldn't get it through. So I had paid the dude and he couldn't get it through, so he just went ahead and put that in there.
Really?
Yeah.
On Grand Theft Auto 6?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big. What's the name of the song?
It's called Swag Surfer. It's not even out yet.
Okay, so was your plan to wait towards the game dropping? Or?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Did you have you since you're being featured on the game, do you have any information like a set date the game gonna drop or?
No, that's the he just sent me the email back and it said that it was in there. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Speaking of gaming, you're actually a streamer also.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved with streaming?
That was like 2 weeks ago. I just decided to start doing that like Saturday. Like it was really at the end of March, so I was like, yeah, this is definitely the way to grow right here. Cause not even just that, I be streaming like bringing all the Knoxville artists together and making it all like a unit and basically getting them to network too. So like my homeboy, he just won the last Song Wars we did, and he gained a new following just off of that. And
Okay, so break that down to me. So what does that consist of?
the Song Wars.
Yes.
So basically, you just like you join in there. We'll make like a little bracket. It's like a basketball tournament, but
Okay.
with music. So like I put them all in there together, and then yeah, they'll go against each other. It's one single elimination,
Okay.
and then the winner, they just get a pat on the back. But it's definitely good networking for sure. That's the whole. That's the main portion of why I feel like that's the best thing to do, to bring everybody together to networking.
Break down the logistics behind it. So it's a bracket of artists,
Yeah,
and they pick their own song,
yeah,
and then their song versus another artist's song.
yeah.
So how does like the elimination work? Who does the vote, and how does that work?
So basically, I just posted on Instagram. We'll get like judges and stuff.
Okay.
I probably need to start getting some judges that know music for real, because I just be trying to bring like the comedy to it.
Right.
But yeah, I just get random judges, and like they'll decide whose song that they think better to win.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you came up with that yourself.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on that.
Oh wait, no, I ain't come up with it myself. It was definitely an influence for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you the only one? Are you the one running the program, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So definitely tag me in some stuff, bro.
I got you.
For sure. Tag me in some stuff. I wasn't aware of that yet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what type of success have you seen from that?
From streaming, probably just the people watching. Like I ain't understand, like probably the first stream that I had, it's probably like 100 people watching this live, and that was just big to me because it's like they watching this live. So yeah.
Anything over 2 people watching you is a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One person, I'll work with one person
That's
if they
it.
watching.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what do you say to the people who feel like, you can just hop on the internet and start streaming some stuff and putting stuff out there, you'll get rich overnight?
Yeah.
What do you say to those people when you know the truth, like this hard work actually goes into it? What do you say to those type of people?
With the streaming?
Streaming, content creation, what do you say to those people?
I just be like, nah, it's not that easy. Like you can't just jump on the boat and just think it's just gonna take off tomorrow. Like, nah, you gotta actually sit there, get your clips together, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like put it together and like get your name out there before, like, cause really Twitch might be the hardest platform to get on. Like you gotta have a name somewhere else before, and then bring them to Twitch. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah.
No, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So you said you don't watch current day basketball.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm sure you're aware about Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Right. So what's your thoughts on like him making the news again recently?
I seen that.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
On the where he was like making gestures and stuff.
Yeah, making a gun gesture after making a shot during an actual basketball game. What's your thoughts on that?
I feel like at this point they kind of like they might be picking at him, because like if you go to a high school basketball game, there's people that's doing the same stuff, but they get a little bit more freedom because yeah, they in high school. But like, yeah, he might have been used to it though, because that's always been like a big thing to do in basketball for sure.
So do you feel like he needs to take the high road and stop doing it, or do you feel like the way the NBA is handling it is too extreme?
I feel like both. Like he should definitely change, like take the high road, like you just said, but also I feel like the NBA might be doing it a little bit too much, like finding them for a price. And
it was like $40,000.
Yeah,
is what I seen just here recently. He was fined for making a gun gesture.
Yeah, see,
after making a shot.
He probably, yeah, he definitely was that the second time.
I believe it was the second time. I believe he was verbally warned.
Yeah,
and then he still did it, and they fined him $40,000.
Okay, so yeah, now never mind. I take it back on the NBA. I feel like Ja Morant need to change his ways. Like, if they already gave you a verbal warning, that's kind of like police tickets. Like, That's like the first time, if you don't got nothing on your background, no record or nothing, they might not even give you a ticket. They'll just give you a pat on the, like they did me like that. They'll give you a pat on the back and be like, don't do it again. And then he gonna go back and do the same thing that they just told him not to do. And yeah, of course, yeah. I feel like the NBA did the right thing.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Recently you got baptized.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations on that. You know, one, you being so young and making that spiritual step in your life. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
What brought that about?
Probably just like I had a big spiritual run with like God and stuff like that. Like he just came to me and it's like I ain't gonna get nowhere in life without him. So I gotta pray every day. I gotta read the Bible.
Right.
And it's just like I gotta get baptized and make sure I'm saved while I'm doing this. Like, cause music is like it's a big thing. Like, it's been a lot of controversy over the years over selling your soul over deals and stuff. Like, nah, I got baptized. Like, I'm saved.
That's what's up,
Saved for
bro.
sure. Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
For sure, for sure. So this part of the show, what I like to do is, if you recall, I posted on social media letting everybody know I was going to interview you.
Yeah.
So this part of the show, I like to go through the questions. If I hadn't already asked you the questions, I'll allow the actual person who posted something on the comment
Yeah.
to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first question will come from Izzy Turn for real
Yeah.
on Instagram. I'm assuming that's the artist you talking about earlier.
Nah, that's a producer.
Okay.
That's a producer. I'm finna start going to him for all my beats right there. That's my boy.
A shout out to him nonetheless. Izzy Turn for real. He wants to know who and what inspired you to start making music.
Who inspired me? Probably just myself. Definitely always had a love for music. Hearing it on the radio. Just like everywhere you go, you hear music. And it's just like, boy, it's a big thing. Like I just love music. Like that's my favorite thing right there. Yeah.
That's what's up. I may be pronouncing this wrong, but I believe it's TheC&PNetwork 11.
Yeah.
How hard is it to stay consistent?
Oh, it's hard. I ain't gonna lie. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not that hard because it just to stay consistent, you got to be disciplined for sure. So it's not that hard to stay consistent. You just got to make your music, drop that music. Like it ain't nothing but a button, especially if you're on DistroKid. You just go in there, press the button, upload, get you a cover. You only got to have an official cover. You can go outside and take a picture or just outside and put your song on there and drop it. It's everywhere. It's not that hard to stay consistent.
Gotcha. Slade Mule _. How did you start? Like, did you write and then found a matching beat to go with, or did it just come straight out the head and advance from there?
So basically, the only time like despite 48 hours ago I write is if there's like a bar that just came to my head, I'll go type it and probably just say it in the song later. But I'll hear a beat at first and then I'll write to it.
Okay. That's what's up. So do you generally find your beats on like YouTube or you got producers you rock with?
Yeah, like another like once again, like 48 hours ago, I just decided to quit going to YouTube for beats.
Okay.
Like yeah, I just went ahead and said I'm finna have somebody just make all the beats and I'll pay them, build a relationship from there. Like
That's what's up.
Future and Metro Boomin type. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, definitely check out Cousins.
Yeah.
Up there in Knox.
Yeah.
You know, he got a lot of hits that he's responsible for.
I thought he was from down here.
I believe he Cousins in Knoxville, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he may be originally from Chattanooga. I'm not sure, but I believe he's in Knoxville.
Yeah.
I believe he is.
Yeah.
I believe about 98% that he's in Knoxville. So Cousins, if you're watching this, you know, hit my boy up. Y'all build a relationship.
Yeah.
Rock.out.cam.
Yeah.
They just said Carter High. I don't know what that means. Does that resonate with you any?
Nah, he probably just talking about my old high school.
Okay, that's where you went, Carter High.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Lil Vane, I can actually read. I'm gonna let you know that. I can read. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I don't want to slaughter her name. What makes you get up in the morning? Like, what's your drive and motivation every day?
Discipline. It's not even no motive for real. Like I feel like motivation and discipline is definitely two different things. Like motivation is like you have to do this because it is. Discipline is like I'm gonna get up and do this. Like So I'm disciplined to. I told them I was gonna drop 4 albums this year. I'm already on 1, and I'm disciplined to drop 3 more before 2025 over with. So
Okay.
yeah,
Keep working, bro.
gotta stay disciplined for sure.
For sure. Keep working. I mean, you kind of spoke on it. My last question, honestly, what's next? What can we expect from you for 2025?
What's next is probably just dropping music. I plan on dropping a new single every Friday for sure. Yeah, that's probably about it for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
It's
there any,
dope. It's dope to be on here for sure.
hey
Like,
man, I appreciate it, bro. That means a lot, honestly. That means we doing something right.
yeah, for
You know what I
sure.
mean? And you make for legitimately the third artist to live in Knoxville, Tennessee to be on the platform. So shout out to Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm hoping this is the beginning of a healthy relationship between the C&P network and yourself, and as well as Knoxville, Tennessee.
For
So
sure.
definitely don't be a stranger. You know, we have been following your music. We posted as much as possible. You know, like I tell everybody, we ain't got eyes everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for the most part, we're a close knit platform. So if you ever get to a point where you feel like, oh, hey, I'm posting, I'm dropping, but they ain't noticed, man, shoot us a DM, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's essentially it can essentially be as easy as that, especially if you already been posted on the platform before.
Yeah.
Because we want to keep up with your career just like, you know, your supporters do.
Yeah.
Is there anything I'm gonna give you an opportunity to drop your social media, but before then, is there anything you would like to add to the end of this interview before we get out of here?
Probably just like stay tuned in. Just like keep on watching, and if you ain't with me, then just stay over there wherever you at. Just keep on watching, cause it's coming. Like, and I'm gonna forever stay humble about everything. So yeah.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
Let everybody know they can find you on social media.
YRN KELLS everywhere. Like any social media, Google, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. Not Facebook, but yeah.
Hey, Facebook's so hard to infiltrate, man.
Yeah.
No, y'all definitely, all let's fail is just Google them.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate you making that drive.
Yes, sir.
You know, we got to do this again here soon.
Yeah.
You've officially been verified. I am Cornell the Shooter on
Yeah.
the C&P Network. Shout out to our sponsor,
Yes,
Cut
sir.
TV, and Rico the Plug. Like again, the description is the information is in the description below. Go ahead and cut the plug on your cable and sign up for the Cut TV today. Again, bro, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Man, let's get out of here.